My contacts tell me that the Empire has rejected my request for military assistance. That is regrettable, but not unexpected. The Tal Shiar are formidable opponents, as are the forces directing their action. I understand if the High Council is reluctant to engage in a battle that is not theirs. So today I appeal to you, not as a comrade in warfare, but as an honorable warrior. My people need your help. I need your help. One of our ships was carrying a load of Thalaron weapons through the Nopata system. That ship has disappeared. There are no indications there was a battle. It's as if my ship and its cargo simply vanished. I know you have your reservations about the lengths to which I will go to secure the freedom of my people. Tell me, if you do not trust me with Thalaron weapons, do you want Hakiv to have them? I can provide you the last coordinates of the vessel. Please help me. Do what you will with the weapons, if they survive. But find my people.
Dahar Master, I'm not reading any active vessels on scanners. There is, however, a debris field nearby. It's clustered around a satellite in orbit of the planet, and the composition of the debris corresponds with ships that have gone missing in this region. I'll keep scanning, sir, but we'll need to take a closer look before I can determine if there are Thalaron weapons on one of the hulks. Dahar Master, I'm not detecting the vessel that Obisek sent us to find, but all of the ships in this debris field show signs of being affected by the same thing, a high-frequency energy beam that overloaded all of their systems. If the Reman ship was hit by that beam, it might have crashed into the planet's surface or gone adrift somewhere else in the system. I'm detecting energy readings from the satellite, sir. If the Reman crew detected them as well, they could have tried to use it to record a distress signal. We'll need to be closer before I can attempt an uplink with the satellite's communication array.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Dahar Master, we're stuck! This beam is holding us like a fly in a spider's web. We've managed to keep life support and environmental systems active, but almost everything else is offline. Shields, weapons, engines, nothing works. I'm not detecting any life signs on the satellite, sir, but there is a compartment with life support. The systems operating the beam must be automated. The chief says we have enough power in the backups for one transport. Recommend we send a team over to that satellite and find a way to turn the beam off. We are ready to beam over to the satellite on your orders, sir. Captain, the consoles here appear to control the beam that is draining the power from the ISS Corbin line, but there is a security lock preventing access. We need to find a usable console. This console doesn't appear to be locked like the others. Whoever did this must not have thought that the console used for inventory control was important. I think I can access a back door into the rest of the satellite's programs from here. I see the problem. The Romulan consoles are causing a lockout by forcing the satellite's primary processors to run through a series of equations and removing key bits of information from the answers, which causes the processors to lock up. If we can solve these equations and input the correct information directly into the consoles, the security lock on the satellite's controls should be released. I've downloaded the corrupted equations onto this console for you to work on. Captain, we've solved the equations that were causing issues in the other consoles. Now we need to plug these correct values into the consoles controlling the security lock, and then we should be able to access all of the satellite's major operations. Captain, this console controls the satellite's power supply. Perhaps we can decrease the power to the satellite's weapon and disable it that way. Captain, this console controls the satellite's targeting functions. I'm not sure if there's a way to disable whatever it is that is disabling systems on our ship, but if we can get this satellite to target something else, we might have a chance of prying our ship free. Dahar Master, the satellite has ensnared a piece of debris near the ship. Its stranglehold on us is weaker, but we are not out of the woods yet. Critical systems are stable, but we still don't have weapons or long-range communications. Dahar Master, we found that if the ISS Corbomite does not attempt to move or fire at the satellite, that it will engage a lower power version of the beam affecting us. It's almost like an energy saving mode. We can use that to our advantage. At least we won't have to worry about life support. We'll hold the ship stable and keep working on boosting power to critical systems while you try to disrupt the satellite's functions and free us. This console controls the satellite's general operations, Captain. We've managed to minimize the power output of the satellite. I think if we keep at it, we can switch the satellite's controls over to a sleep mode that will shut down everything but life support and power. Captain, systems are coming back online all over the ship. We have weapons, shields, even the replicators are working again. Transporters are standing by, sir. We can beam you back as soon as you're ready. Where am I? Now what?
If you fail to comply with commands,
Now we
you
fight,
will be
or we
punished.
die. Make sure you pick up a melee weapon. All of your gear is deactivated, and I won't protect you in there. Remember to equip your new weapon.
Commencing Test 1. Nopadin Desert Sakari entering testing area. Commencing Test 2. Releasing War Eagles now. Proceeding to Test 3.
Enemy targets on sensors. Enemy targets on sensors. Enemy targets on sensors.
Prisoner 1478, remain in the area for interrogation. Prisoner, return to holding area. Failure to comply will result in punishment.
What do you want?
What is your story?
You want to know my story? I'm stuck here in this prison, just like you. That's my story.
That's not what I meant. What led you to be here?
My name is Slamek. I am part of a resistance. Perhaps you have heard of it? About a week ago, I was part of a crew ferrying weapons from one base to another. When we passed through this system, a satellite disabled our ship. It drifted into the planet's atmosphere. I activated the emergency transporter, and a few of us were able to transport to safety before the ship crashed in the desert. We were looking for shelter and a way to contact our people when a group of soldiers found us. They took us here and kept throwing us into the arena. Now I'm the only one remaining. That is all I know.
Soldiers? Well, what kind of soldiers?
I don't know who was responsible for this place. The trainers and the guards all appear to be mercenaries, without any clue about what's going on. They're paid to keep us in cages and look the other way. The night I was brought in, I was interrogated. There were bright lights in my eyes and a synthetic voice asking me questions. Whoever it was took care to conceal his identity.
Was that the first time you were interrogated?
No. I have been questioned by these people several times before. My reluctance to answer their questions earned me this shock collar. Refusal to help them now is quite painful. Interestingly enough, this was the first time I've been questioned about another participant in the arena. They asked how you treated me, and if you had said anything about why you were here. They even wanted to know if I thought we could become friends. Someone thinks you are very important.
Why would they want to know those things?
I have no idea what they want with us, or why they make us fight. This all seems like some sort of giant game, but there is no one in the stands to be entertained.
Am I the only person you've been paired with so far?
I've had several partners in my battles. You are the only one about which I've been questioned. You must have impressed our masters. I know you have impressed me.
Are we the only ones here?
I think there are others. I hear other fights. If there are other prisoners, I have never been able to contact them. We are kept separated and caged unless we are fighting.
Is there any way out of here?
The trainers carry key cards. That's the only way I know to get through the defenses.
Do you think we can get one of those cards?
Can I trust you?
Yes.
I can see that we think the same way, friend. A few years ago, I worked as a bodyguard for a Ferengi merchant. He had a talent for acquiring latinum. And during my time with him, I learned a few things. I was able to lift a key card from one of the trainers during my interrogation. If you help me, I think we can overpower the guards and escape through the main door in the arena.
Let's get out of here.
If you fail to comply with commands, you will be punished. Test Scenario 4 activated. Ahala released.
We need more help! I'll try to free the other prisoners. You fight the worms! Use the consoles on the sides of the arena to fight the Elder Worm!
Enemy targets on sensors. Enemy targets on sensors.
Just like last time. Use the remaining console on the side of the arena to fight the Elder Worm! There's another set of consoles by the metal wall! Use them while the worm is distracted! The worm destroyed the metal wall! Run! That's our way out! Romulan base? Here? What did they want with us? And what is that device?
It appears as if whomever created this laboratory has rigged controls to an Iconian gateway. You might be able to pull some information off of the logs. Accessing most recent communication. Our master's patience wears thin, Hakiv. The time grows short, and still you have not provided all of the species data that they require. Are you having trouble acquiring targets? I provided you with the necessary technology to modify the satellite and the Nopada system, but your little snare is slow. What we need is more test subjects. Perhaps a small colony would be enough. I will contact you again to work out the details. Accessing last 5 destinations. Biometric signature mismatch. Access denied. Gateway shut down in 10 seconds.
Watch out. There are Romulan Scorpion fighters overhead. They're looking for us. We need to move quickly and smartly to avoid detection. I recommend we head to the east. See that mountain in the distance? My ship crashed on the other side. It may have something we can use to signal your vessel. The search for us will only get more intense the longer we stay here. We need to get away from the arena as quickly as possible. There's a fighter heading straight for us. Quick, take cover in those dark rocks over there and wait for it to pass overhead. Stay still and wait for that fighter to pass overhead. If we are fortunate, they won't detect us. They didn't see us. Let's move on. I can't go on. My injuries from the arena are too painful. We need to find a place to rest for a moment. Forgive me, my friend, but the pain... I need to rest, just for a moment. My wounds are agonizing. I fear the worm's venom may have infected me. The pain is excruciating. My vision is blurred, and my blood burns in my veins. Before we were captured, my science officer said that the local plants here have medicinal qualities. Please, I need your help. Find something to ease my suffering. I need something to disinfect my wound, something to treat my fever, and anything that will ease my pain. Thank you, my friend. I know that I would have died today if it weren't for you.
I'll see what I can find. This plant has analgesic qualities. It won't be as strong as anything you have in the med bay on the ISS Corbomite, but it would take the edge off of Slamic's pain. That might be enough to get him on his feet again. This type of plant grows in the shade. Look for it on the sides of hills and cliffs. This plant looks like it would work as an antipyretic. It should help to alleviate Slamic's fever. Unfortunately, this particular plant doesn't look healthy, and you aren't getting much sap from it. You will need to find a more robust sample of this plant before you can treat Slamic's injuries. This type of plant likes sunny and windy growing conditions. Look for it at the tops of hills and mountains. This plant looks like it would work as a disinfectant. It should be strong enough to clear out whatever infections Slammik might have picked up in the arena, but we'll need more samples from this type of plant in order to deal with an injury as severe as Slammik's. This type of plant grows in the washes of the desert. Look for it in large flat areas.
Thank you, my friend. I'm feeling better now. I think I can continue. Now that we're in the canyon, we shouldn't have to worry about the fighters anymore. Just the local wildlife. Keep your eyes open. The weather isn't going to hold out for too much longer. We should look for a place to spend the night. I've noticed that there are things we can gather along the way to make our night more pleasant. The search patrols are moving on. We will not survive a night in this desert. We need to find shelter and safety. If we can scavenge provisions to create a camp, we'll have a better chance of reaching the wreckage of my ship alive.
What do we need?
I don't know about you, but it has been many hours since I last ate. Our captors gave us just enough food to keep us alive, but I can hear a pack of wild wargles. I have killed hundreds of wargles in the tests. I wonder what they taste like. I expect the wargles will probably lair somewhere near water, perhaps up on a ridge where they can leap down on prey. Let's both keep a lookout somewhere that we may find them. This looks like prime Warrigal territory. A pack could easily hide in those craggy hills to the north and come down for water when they aren't hunting. That should last us through the night. Let's get into this cave before the temperature drops anymore. The temperature is dropping rapidly now. This cave should protect us from the elements. I've done some exploring. It looks like this cave continues when the sun rises side of the mountain. We could save time and energy by using the passage instead of trying to find a path over the mountain. Excellent. The passage saved us hours. This could be a good day. Let's find my ship. My ship isn't far from here. I think I can make out smoke from the wreckage on the horizon. There she is. She wasn't much to look at, but she was ours. And when we were flying through space, we were free. Perhaps she can help us one last time. We should check to see if the emergency beacon survived the crash. But, in the likely event it didn't, we might be able to piece together some components to create a makeshift emergency beacon.
I do not know why Slamek had this on his ship. The materials are not of Romulan or Reman design, but there are traces of protomatter and decalithium. And those are materials used to create the Hobus supernova. Be careful. You do not know who you can trust anymore.
There is no way this vessel will ever fly again. The damage done by the fall through the planet's atmosphere is severe. If the emergency distress beacon wasn't vaporized in the crash, it's probably buried under 30 meters of rock and sand like the Singularity Drive in the cargo bays. You do, however, find a backup generator with a minuscule amount of energy left. If you had the right components, you think you could construct a makeshift subspace beacon to contact your ship. You won't be able to do anything more than transmit a few pulses to let your crew know where you are, but it should do the trick. Based on what Slamek told us about his ship, what if it was carrying something unusual?
Did you think you could run from me? There is no place where I cannot find you. My spies are everywhere. Prisoner 1478, take your place. You did your job admirably. It is good to know at least one Riemann understands who is the master and who is the slave. The loss of the listening post was a minor setback. The Riemann's refuge in the Dera system has been destroyed. Dozens of subjects have been tested in my arena. When the Iconians return, they will find I have done all they have asked, and more. But you will not be there on that dreaded day. This tiresome game ends now. You could have been such a fascinating test subject, but this time, no. This time I think a more direct approach is best. Ready? Aim. No!
I apologize for Slamic's action. I had no idea there was a traitor in our midst. If his actions caused harm to you or your crew, forgive me. That was not my intent. However, your trip to the Nopata system was not in vain. Now you see. Now you know. Hakiv is a pawn of a greater power. The demons of air and darkness are here. You should report to your superiors. Tell them what you have seen here. Open their eyes to the dangers that lurk in the shadows.
Klingon intelligence has completed its analysis of the data you recovered in the Nopata system. The Iconians are using the Tal Shiar as a way to influence the Romulan Star Empire. Their persecution of the Riemans is directly related to this. They will hound the Riemans until they are broken, or until they are too suspicious and beaten to ever trust an ally again. This is a coward's way to wage war. Are they too afraid to face us directly? We will stop these machinations now. Then we will see if these demons are brave enough to show their faces. The data you recovered indicates that Hakiv is operating out of the Brea system. Long-range sensor scans suggest that there may be a major Tal Shiar installation there. We want you to infiltrate this system, apprehend Hakiv, and destroy the Tal Shiar base. Hakiv must not escape. He may be the only person who knows how extensive the Iconian influence in Romulan space is.
We have arrived in the Brea system. Preliminary scans show automated defenses and a handful of Romulan ships, most likely Tal Shiar vessels. If we're going to reach that planet and beam down safely, we'll have to breach the Romulan defenses. The weapons platforms are probably short range, but we must disable the satellites and any enemy ships in orbit, or any away team that we send to the planet will be in immediate danger. Tactically, it would be wise to draw off the ships and engage them separately from the fixed defenses. The Zedenia is prepared to assist you in the attack when you are ready.
Enemy vessel, you are in Romulan space. Leave immediately, or you will be destroyed.
Get within transporter range of the planet's surface.
Long-range sensors show that Tal Shiar reinforcements are closing on this location.
We must be swift. The Tal Shiar base is mobilizing. We need to hurry if we're going to have any chance to find Hakiv and his Iconian connections. I'll meet you on the surface. We have a problem. The Tal Shiar are trying to jam transporters, and particle leakage from the strange technology here is affecting our targeting sensors. My scientists can't identify the type of particles yet, but several of my troops are reporting in from different locations. Transporters are being diverted. You're on your own for the moment. My scans show that the Tal Shiar have secured some areas of this base with force fields. You'll have to disable them, or find ways around them. Hakiv will be somewhere well defended, but we have him cornered now.
Sir, I'm having some trouble getting through all of the interference. Away team members are reporting in from all over. I'll try to keep in contact, sir, and we'll organize beachhead teams where possible. Once a team assembles, they may be able to use site-to-site transport to provide you with reinforcements. Looks like the Tal Shiar are using force fields and construction supplies to choke off access points. They must have detected us in orbit and they've put the base on emergency lockdown. Our orbital scans show that a lot of these buildings have catwalks and balconies. You may be able to use those to get over some of the walls and barricades. Some of our tactical teams made it to the surface with beachhead equipment. You may be able to get support from them. Romulan ships will be here soon though, so we'll have to raise the ISS Corbomite shields and won't be able to use transporters. Fight with honor, Dahar Master. That's the first charge, sir. I've downloaded virtual markers to your HUD that will show you where to go to place additional charges. Sir, Romulans are massing reserves in multiple locations around the base. The ISS Corbomite is in synchronous orbit, Captain. We can provide fire support if you supply target coordinates. Hakiv's in the promenade outside of a building southwest of your location, but you're separated from him by one of those force fields. There's an access gate on the walkway, but you'll need to disable the force field. If you create a massive power draw at one of the other large facilities, it should temporarily disrupt the field. If you get back on the rooftops, it will give you a better vantage point. Sir, Hakiv's in a reinforced section of the base. You'll need an access chip or else the doors won't open. We're reading a forward observer team on the highest building in your area. If you can get the officer's access chip, that should get you into the heart of the base. You should be able to use the officer's ID chip to bypass the security lock on the access gate in the front of the central plaza. Hakiv is directing defense operations from there. We have a problem up here, Dahar Master. Over the past few minutes, the ship has started to suffer a series of cascading system failures. It's nothing serious yet, but it looks like we're being hit by an Iconian virus. purge the computer memory and restore from archives, but that will take some time and we'll continue to have system problems until the work is complete. Even if it works, Hakeev can simply send another virus our way. You'll need to find and destroy the Iconian transmitter before the ISS Corbomite will be secure, sir.
None of this matters. We just need to open the gate, bring the Iconians here, and it will be over.
That was Taurus's plan, too. And you saw how that ended for her.
We finally have the opportunity. Victory is within our grasp.
You call this victory? It's over. This is done. You're done.
No! We can still finish. You're the cause of all of this! You don't even understand what you walked into. You're too late to stop it. A lowly being such as yourself cannot even recognize the true power the Iconians represent. And that any future will depend on a place in their regime. All you've done is arrive in time for the end of existence as you know it.
Fool! I can call as many reinforcements as I need.
Not now. My ship has put an interference field around this plaza. It's over.
You've stopped me. The Iconians already know. They know everything. They'll be here soon. And nothing you've done will make a difference. It's not over.
It's over for you.
The road to Riemann independence will be long and bloody, but this is a significant step. While I do not seek your approval of my methods, the crossing of our paths has been fortuitous. It's a pity you cannot aid us further in our liberation. You have my respect, and the respect of my crew. If in the future we encounter one another again as allies, I would find this gratifying. I must return to the Zedinia. I recommend you finish what you came to do and leave quickly.
We've located the Iconian computer systems. They're in a research room near the courtyard, just back the way you came. Now that you have Hakeev's pad and his access codes, you can get into these research areas.
Hakeev was trying to use that gateway to escape. It was set for a location in the Delta Quadrant, but our sensors haven't shown anything in that area but empty space. Obviously, there is something there.
The Arch. It's a huge Iconian gate! Sir, we have your coordinates, but we can't beam you up until the gate is destroyed. We're still getting strange interference. We are prepared to destroy the large Iconian gate with an orbital bombardment. We'll target the warhead yield, but you should get to an area away from the blast.
Sela is here with her flagship. I'm trying to hold her off, but the Zedenia is no match for a ship of that class. You'd better return to your vessel quickly.
Enemies of the Romulans, this insurrection will not stand. Your hostile actions against the Romulan colony world are acts of war. Surrender now, and you and your crews will be treated fairly as prisoners.
We have our work cut out for us. I will assist you. After all, we face a common foe. My ship is in danger. You must fix it. Sensors are reading a gate opening. There's a ship coming through. Can't get a sensor lock on it. They're taking the Leoval in tow. They're heading back through the gate.
Resist me, and you will face the full might of the Romulan Star Empire!
Did Sela just escape, or was she kidnapped against her will? Regardless, this gate is deep in Romulan space. It's too risky to leave it in Tal Shiar control, even with Hakeev and the Empress gone. If that was another Iconian gateway, that explains how they moved entire fleets. We have to get out of Romulan space and warn the home world. The Romulan threat may be over for now, but it looks like a bigger threat is looming on the horizon.
The Klingon Defense Force will continue the search for Sela's vessel. But as of right now, we have no idea where the Iconians took her, or if she went willingly. I find this turn of events disturbing. Sela's absence will throw the Romulan Star Empire into even greater chaos, and we have found that the Romulans are at their most dangerous when they are wounded. They suffered a grievous wound today. We are not done with them yet. I fear the return of the Iconians could change everything. I have been in contact with the Remans. The High Council wishes to seek an alliance with them. I do not necessarily agree, but it is not my place to question the will of the Council. Obasek has asked to speak with you. You can meet his ship in the Hakona system. You fought well. Continue to bring honor to your ship and your fleet, and you will be one of the heroes of the Empire. Kapla!
I fight for my people. We will be free.
Why have you returned to the vault?
Our base in the Dera system was heavily damaged by the Tal Shiar. We have reactivated the vault, and we will continue to rebuild it. A place that was once used to create weapons of war will now be a home, where all are welcome.
What about the Romulan refugees who live in the vault?
I have no quarrel with them. My people fought for freedom and for peace. We can learn to live with the Romulans, if they will learn to live with us.
Do you know what happened to Sela?
I do not. I know the Romulan military is searching for her, but there have been no indications of where the demons took her, or what their plans for her are.
Do you think Sela was working with the Iconians?
My instincts tell me no, but I have no proof. Sela was at odds with the Tal Shiar. I do not think it would have been so if they served the same master.
What are the Romulans doing now that Sela has disappeared?
The petty arguments and plays for power Sela crushed have begun anew. There are dozens who wish to rule the Empire. It will take some time before a new leader arises. Until then, much blood will be shed.
One of your resistance fighters has asked to join my crew.
I wish him well. I never wanted to rule my people, and I put no restrictions on their freedom. If there are Remans who wish to rebuild their lives elsewhere, they are welcome to do so.
What will you do now?
My people are free, but there is much more to do. The Romulans hate and fear us, and we do not have a planet to call our own. I do not think our fight is over.
I don't have any more questions.
Farewell, my friend. I would welcome the chance to fight by your side again.
Captain, Obisek transported something for you to the ISS Corbomite. He says that he wanted to give you something to remind you of old friends and new beginnings. I've taken the liberty of having the item moved to the crew lounge. You can see it there.